Hey, good afternoon. We're here at Mr. Cheikh Ngom's house. That's Ngom. We're going to do a repair attempt for the scope of work here that Allstate had wrote. As you can see here, there's plenty of snapped off shingles. As you can see here, if you get a little closer on this one, you can see where this shingle is actually wind damaged as well. And I want to show you guys the tools I'll be using today to do this repair attempt. We're going to be using that all-in-one roof snake, that roof tool. I'm using a precision nail puller to get those hard to get nails, a hammer, and just regular nails. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to carefully break the seals on the shingles on top. All right, problem number one, guys, really bad mat transfer here. As you can see here, that's nothing that a roofer wants to see. It's pretty much his worst nightmare. Most repair guys aren't this careful, so I'm just trying to this shingle's loose up to about this point right here where the adhesive is just really strong. So what I'm trying to do is just carefully break that adhesive, but what ends up happening is that mat ends up ripping, and that's the fiberglass matting on the shingle above. That's one that we're not replacing, guys. So this is a far left shingle, so it'll be 1, 2, 3 tabs here in this repair for the adjuster watching. So I'm going to go ahead and just, careful as I can, break all the seals to these shingles, or in this case, just, I guess, rip the shingles, and just try to do it as minimally as possible. It's never a good thing when I see that. All right, so there'll be 4 shingles on that first course and 3 shingles on the second course. For the adjuster watching, you guys know that there are 2 courses of nails in each shingle. All right, so, and you can see here, I'm being as careful as I can, trying to get it from different angles, just really just trying to work it up without ripping anything. And it's, the mat transfer is really bad on all of these. All right, so let's just get an overview, kind of the area that we're working with, like just from here to here in the frame, and just move on down so the adjuster watching can see, you know, what we're dealing with here as far as the before, right? And you guys have a good clear photo of before we start pulling nails out, before we really start getting up under these shingles. All right, now before, let's get a good before this one. All right, now we're gonna be during. Now notice I'm not lifting the shingle up very high, only at about 30 degrees, just enough to be able to grab that nail and go ahead and sucker it out. There we go. All right, now just like in a brittle test, I just want to give it a couple good taps. And you can see up here at the top, you can see where that fiberglass matting is actually broken. If you look underneath, you can see where that fiberglass matting on the shingle above is actually ripped here. And this is an adjacent shingle to one that we're not replacing or repairing right here, as there is no actual storm damage to this one, but now there's damage because we're trying to repair it, you see? So let's just get the close up to this one just one more time so you guys can see that fiberglass matting that's cracked and broken at the top from brittleness. All right, and we're gonna go on to the next one. All right, let's go ahead and get a good before that. All right, and during, and this nail's hiding under a huge chunk of mat transfer. All right, so I'm just gonna softly tap until I can grab that nail and I can sucker it out. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna give that a couple good taps as well. As you can see here up at the top, if you follow my finger, you can see where that fiberglass matting is actually torn, it's broken as well. If you look underneath, you can see where this huge problem is right here. You can see the fiberglass on that right there. Mm-hmm. It almost looks like one of those dandelion things that you blow and they catch in the wind. That's the matting from this shingle. It's not being replaced. And now it's damaged underneath because the matting's ripped, and it's damaged up above. All right, so let's go on to the next one. All right, and just barely lift, look for that nail, and give it a couple soft taps to dig it out. Right, that one's in there. Most repair guys aren't this careful. All right, I'm gonna be able to dig that one out. All right, let's give it a couple good taps, just like that. And if you can see up here at the top, it's kind of a wider strip where this fiberglass matting is actually cracked. It's broken, all right? And the other second issue right here are these chunks of mat transfer underneath the shingle. You can see where that fiberglass matting's broken on that. Let's get a before of this one. Right, now a during, and I'm just gonna softly tap with my hammer and the precision nail puller to be able to get this hard to get nail out. Give it a couple good taps, and you can see the granules are just raining off of this roof. right. All right. All right. Give that a couple good taps, just like in a brittle test. And you can see up here at the top where all that fracturing has actually happened because of brittleness right there. You can see where that fiberglass matting is broken. All right. Underneath, you can see chunks of mat transfer. Not as much as some of the other ones, but you can see here a couple good points where that fiberglass matting is actually broken. Let's go on to this next one up here. Get it before that. All right. And there's 2 nails in this one. Notice I'm not lifting. I'm not cranking back on the shingle super hard. I'm only about 20, 30 degrees. Even less now that I'm trying to get this tool in here. All right. And I'm able to dig both of those nails, grab them. We're going to go ahead and pull both of those guys out. All right. We're going to give it a tap just like they do in a brittle test. I want you guys to look at my finger up here at the top. We can see that fiberglass matting's actually cracked. It's broken. All right. Another thing is mat transfer underneath. You can see over here in the corner, you can see it 2 sections in the middle where that fiberglass matting's ripped. Let's get a close up of this one. It looks there is a piece of mechanical damage right here on this one. We're just gonna ignore that, but I guess want you guys to see the condition the shingle's in before I lift and take the nail out. You can see here where it looks like maybe a tool scrape or something like that from the install years and years ago. All right, but I'm just gonna lift it up just barely, just slightly, and just enough to be able to dig this hard to get nail out right here. Give it a couple easy taps, right? Just enough to be able to grab that nail. It's in there, all right? And we just want to yep, and that nail actually pulled through. You can see right here, let's get it on the camera right here. This nail actually just pulled through, all right? If we were coming from underneath, it would have no shot. One more second, what? Oh, we're gonna get your roof replaced. We're taking a video for your insurance company right now. Okay, can I talk to you when we're done? Can I talk to you when we're done? Okay. There's a customer outside. He seemed to be a little bit confused. Obviously, there's a communication error, but we're just letting him know that we're far enough along in the process to where we're pretty sure that the adjuster watching, if you're competent, you can see where clearly a repair is not going to do on this shingle right here. As you can see, there's that tool scrape right there, but you can see where that brittleness on the shingle. You can see where the stress point is right up there at the top, and you can also see where these huge chunks right here. You see where the shingle above is ripped to the shingle below? Yeah, there's all of this stuff, right? That's the matting from the shingle. It's torn, it's ripped, it's no good. This is a shingle we're not replacing, right? All right, so let's just one more time get a good look up here at the top right there, so you guys can see where that brittleness cracking is. Underneath right here where you can see them, the fiberglass matting. All right, on to the next one. Let's get a good before that right here. All right, and we're just going up underneath and give it a couple good taps. All right, and give it one good smack right there, just to knock off those loose granules. All right, and you can see up there at the top where that brittleness cracking is really apparent. You can see underneath where that matting, that fiberglass matting, is actually ripped to the shingle underneath of it, right here as well, right here in the middle. All right, now it should just be out with the old, right? Out with the old, in with the new. Look at this. Look at these huge chunks. This is the shingle above it. The shingle's now broken, right? I'm just gonna throw this off to the side. We're gonna do a visual inspection of the underlayment right here. All right. Really and truly, if you look right here, you see right here, you may not be able to see because of the shadow. It's holding moisture. It's actually wet to the touch. It's a little bit moist. You can see it a little bit right here on this one, as this was the wind damaged shingle. You can see where that discoloration is. It's moist. It's wet to the touch. That underlayment actually needs to be replaced as well, as it's holding moisture. If it's not replaced, it's going to cause issues like mold and mildew and ultimately cause the roof to fail and put the homeowner in a really bad position. But hey, since we're only spot repairing some shingles, we're giving this the best faith attempt. And we're just showing the adjuster watching, the process to this and all the ins and out of it. All right, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put a new one in, make sure it fits. It does. We're going to use this all-in-one roof snake tool to minimize lifting of the shingles. And everywhere I pull the nail out, I'm putting the nail back in, right? All right. So, just going to start here. Give it a couple good whacks to start it. And drive it home. All right. Now we're going on to the next one. And everywhere I pull the nail out, I'm going to be putting the nail back in. And you can see with each hammer low, you can see this roof is actually, there's granules just raining off of it. Now, notice I'm still not cranking back on these shingles, not lifting back on them very far. All right, on to the next one. All right, on to this one right here. All right, and now we're on to the second course, right? All right, right here. Everywhere I pull the nail out and put the nail back in. We're just gonna drive that one home. On to the next one. This next one has 2 in it. And I just want to get it started. Everywhere I pull the nail out, put the nail back in. Right? Alright, so for the adjuster watching, you can see here, there's a couple issues here with this repair we'd ask you to please notice. One is we traded 1 damaged shingle out for actually 3 damaged shingles, which is actually a total of 7 tabs, as this one right here has a natural break on it. So that's 1 shingle, that's another shingle, here's 1, right? And also there's damage to this adjacent shingle. There is moisture being held in that underlayment from wind-driven rain. The underlayment on this roof also needs to be switched out. And also there's very, very big chunks of mat transfer. These shingles will never seal again. They'll never lay flat. The next 15-mile-an-hour wind that comes by here is gonna rip these suckers off. So on the contractor end, we can't put our name on a repair like this. We can't warranty it. We would ask that Allstate please not put their name on a repair like this either.